With the finale of 2521 making big headlines, it's only fair to point out some mistakes and small details that the creators of the show decided to hide in the 16 episodes. So without wasting your time, let's get into it. The wardrobe mistake. This is a super minor mistake, but it's pretty interesting when you look into it a bit more. As many of you know, the producers and the cast of the show had to do extensive research because the drama is based in the past, more specifically around 1998 and the following years. Because of the setting of the drama, they had to work closely with some old clothing pieces and make sure that the wardrobe fits the aesthetics of the period. They did a very decent job, but as it turns out, they missed one small thing and used a clothing piece that wasn't in South Korea in 1998. If you're wondering what I'm hinting at, you need to go back to the first episode of the drama and check out the scenes where Hee-do decides to go into a club even though she wasn't an adult yet. When she tries to dress up in a more mature way, she puts on a shirt, skirt, and denim jacket. Well, the wardrobe mistake happened when she chose the shirt. The t-shirt Hee-do is wearing is from a brand called Juicy Couture. If you don't know what brand I'm talking about, it's the brand that was popularized in the early 2000s by none other than Paris Hilton. Juicy Couture has been going through a modern revival due to it becoming once again more popular in the last couple of months. This trend didn't miss K-pop idols either, and celebrities like Girls' Generation's Taeyeon or Blackpink's Jennie are ahead of the trend. Juicy Couture is famous for their pink tracksuits with rhinestone brand logos, which have been recreated by many other stylists for K-pop idols to wear at concerts. Well, it's not bad that the creators of 2521 decided to use the shirt, but the thing is that the brand wasn't shipping to South Korea in 1998. The brand was founded in 1995 in Los Angeles, and it wasn't really popular at the time. Its peak came when Paris Hilton wore their tracksuits. In fact, Juicy Couture launched their shops in South Korea in 2020, so unless Hee-do's mom had some very cool friends in the US around 1998 who would send her a Juicy Couture shirt, it wouldn't be possible to wear it. But we can all understand that the stylists for the drama were going for a certain vibe. The background spoiler. What if I told you that the whole plot of the drama was spoiled before its original release? Well, it kind of happened, and some fans were quick to point it out when the drama started to air. If you've watched the drama, you know that the series starts in the present, and we then get to know the storyline of Hee-do and her friends from the year 1998 onwards. But when Netflix dropped the trailer for the drama, they used a song in the background with the same title, 2521. The song is sung by Daorim, a South Korean alternative rock band. Not only is it a coincidence that the name of the song is the same as the name of the drama, but the story told through the lyrics of Daorim is similar to what we get to see in the drama itself. Mind you, the song was released in 2013, so it seems like the creators of the drama were inspired by it to some extent. In the lyrics of the song, you can find the line, "I thought it would last forever, 2521. The part that says 2521 means the age when the couple separated. In this case, the song tells a story about a young couple who thought that they would be together forever, but they broke up when they reached the age of 25 and 21. And if you think that this is amazing, then wait for this, because I had goosebumps when I heard it. In episode 15, almost at the very end, Hee-do finds out that Yee-jin is applying for a job in New York and won't be returning to South Korea. When she walks down the streets, the song starts playing in the background, and just like the lyrics of the song say, the song that day carried in the wind. I thought it would last forever, that passing day, just you and me. The song quite literally carried in the wind because Hee-do was walking alone in the cold weather with hair flying around her face. At that moment, she realized that the relationship doesn't last forever and that it was their end as a couple. The Full House theory. The first few episodes of 2521 included some crazy scenes around the comic book named Full House. This manhwa is a very famous comic book from South Korea, and in the series, Hee-do, along with other girls from school, seemed to be going crazy for it, so every time that there's a new volume, they'd all run to the store and try to get their hands on it first. Full House was a very popular manhwa in the 90s. It started to come out in 1993 and it lasted until 1999, however, it has been reprinted several times ever since then. It's based on a romance between Ellie and Ryder and has quite a few comedy parts in it as well. What if I told you that this comic book has more meaning for the drama than you might think? The comic artist Won Soo-yeon shared in an interview with the Korea Times something that seems to be very similar to the portrayal of Hee-do in 2521. Won said, "When I first depicted the female lead Ellie in Full House as an independent and self-assured woman, people criticized her for being too picky and outspoken, which reflected the reality of those days. I came up with that character because I didn't like the ideas commonly found in the comics at that time, suggesting that women should be submissive." I bet this sounds familiar, right? Hee-do is exactly that, a strong, outspoken girl who knows how to fight her way to achieve great things. As it often goes, the creators of the show chose this comic book because it was incredibly popular in South Korea and it represented Hee-do the best. Minor details about Baek Yi-jin. Baek Yi-jin is a very complex character. He's older than Hee-do, but loves her for her personality and her kind heart. He comes from a rich family that went bankrupt due to a horrible financial crisis that, in fact, hit South Korea in 1998. Yi-jin's backstory is truly based on some real-life events and things that happened. Although his character is fictional, it's true that there were countless rich families who went bankrupt around that time in Korea. But that's not what we need to talk about. Fans of the drama noticed quite a few minor details about Yi-jin and his behavior on camera. When they dissected his character, they found out that Nam Joo-hyuk, who plays him, thought of super minor things to make his character perfect. For example, the cutest detail the viewers noticed is that almost every single time Yi-jin talks about love or something personal with Hee-do, he leans his face at a 45-degree angle. Or to be more specific, when he's listening to Hee-do talk and looks at her gushing with love and adoration. The most beautiful moment when this happened was in episode 10 on the beach. Hee-do said, "Why do I think this moment will last forever?" To which Yi-jin replied, "I think it will be forever." And soon after, Hee-do said, "Let's be forever," while Yi-jin leaned his head at that 45-degree angle and looked at her with nothing but love in his eyes. Them showing affection towards one another must be my favorite thing from the drama, but there's one more detail about Nam Joo-hyuk's character that you might have missed. Even though it's super small, when you go back to episode 11 when Hee-do and Yi-jin are having dinner together, you can see that Nam Joo-hyuk is following the proper etiquette for Western dining, which is typical for formal dining. As Joo-hyuk's character Yi-jin comes originally from a wealthy family, he keeps the habits even after they went bankrupt and eats with a fork and knife while using it in the Western way. Meanwhile, Hee-do, who lives spontaneously and doesn't care about such things, is eating only with one hand and only with a fork. This scene furthermore perfectly points out the difference between their characters, and although it might be just an accidental thing, it's still a small detail worth mentioning. Based on facts, 2521 is vastly based on real events that occurred from 1998 to 2001. In the series, we're introduced to the gold collecting campaign, IMF crisis, and many other events that make this story even more authentic. It also became one of the reasons why the viewers fell in love with the drama because it so perfectly depicted life in South Korea in the late 1990s. But as it turns out, the character of Baek Yi-jin is based more on a true story than we initially thought. In episode 2, around the 54-minute mark, Baek Yi-jin is serving in the military, and he is called by the officers who tell him that he received an exemption and can return home because his father's company declared bankruptcy. The company in question is Hanbo Steel, and it's also mentioned in the drama. This was a real company that really declared bankruptcy after it became involved in the so-called Hanbo scandal. Hanbo Steel was South Korea's second biggest steelmaker and the 14th biggest conglomerate in the whole country. However, the top executives of the company were involved in a corruption scandal with South Korean politicians and government officials. Due to this, they declared bankruptcy and many of the families went broke. Honestly, I can't stop being amazed by how many small details the creators of the show hid in the drama. So what are your thoughts on 2521? Are you in love with the drama just like I am? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.